Sportsgrants Foundation has been in existence for 4 years. We have 3 employees, and we've raised almost $8 million. And much more importantly than that, in today's environment, we've given away about $7.5 million of it. Before I walked across the street, I said a little prayer, and it was simple. I asked all of those men who aren't here tonight if they would allow me to speak for them, and that it wasn't about me, and it wasn't Scott's voice or Greta's voice, but that just for a moment I got to speak to them, because that's what this was about.
Before I get Scott and Greta up here, I've got to tell you a quick little story. About almost 10 or 11 months ago, we often have these people visit our office that want to do wonderful things for us and tell us what they're going to do and how they want to help. And that's wonderful, we really like that. But when I had this couple fly all the way from Hood River, Oregon. How many know about Hood River, Oregon here? All right. There we got a couple. Anyways, walked in the office and told me what he was going to do with an astronomical sum of money he was going to make. And when he left the office, I looked at Steve. Steve, you're supposed to go up here too. But anyways, looked at Steve, the executive director of the Warrior Foundation. I said, what the hell was that all about? And how in the hell is he going to raise that kind of money?
John is the CEO who, to give him props, is the only survivor of the Iran hostage rescue. Every 17 guys died, and he took this job. And when I first met him, because they had tons of little fundraisers, like 5,000, 10,000, and I told him we were going to give him a lot of money.
You told him how much? You told him
I told him $1 million.
$1 million.
Yeah. And he went, yeah, right. Thanks. Didn't believe, gave me that kind of didn't believe a word of it. And now I get to hand him a check for $1 million, and I want a picture of his face when I hand it to him, because I'm going to do it really casual. Oh, John, I have something for you.
Come here, give me a hug. This is really good. I'm good. How are you?
John, how are you?
Hey, pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. This is my wife, Greta.
Hi, Greta. How you doing?
Now I very well remember the look on your face when I told you that we were going to raise $1 million.
Okay, now let my turn.
Okay, you go right ahead.
He said that to me.
Yes, he did.
You said
yes,
that.
he did.
I said, Steve, that had nothing to do with it. I just don't know how the hell he's going to do that. To this day, I don't know how the hell you do it.
Neither does anybody else, but that was worth it.
Holy smokes, that is fantastic. That is fantastic.
That's 17,000 people in 17 countries, including 700 guys in Afghanistan on duty.
This is just an informal get-together with a lot of the volunteers, some of the sponsors for the dinner tomorrow night, and also some of the family members of our of the fallen warriors, their children and the wives that are here, and it's just a sort of a informal get-together before we do the big dinner tomorrow night.
And the big dinner they do once a year down here, and they raise a lot of money for these kids.
We gave $1 million to the Special Operations Warrior Foundation, and it was the most incredible experience, but also the most humbling, because I know that while I get the honor of handing over the big check with all the zeros, I'm really aware of how many people went into creating that donation. 45,000 people donated, and over 16,000 participants and 16 countries came together to make this check happen. So when I get to hand that piece of paper over, I can't even describe the honor, the privilege. There are no words. It's an amazing, amazing thing.
And when I met John, Steve, and Edie, we sat down and penciled out for an afternoon what a scholarship cost. And I left the office and we'd agreed that we would fund 60 scholarships completely with one of our programs this year, bearing in mind that there are only 3 of us. And we knew at that time we had our work cut out for us, because that's a considerable sum by any stretch. And then came August 6th. And you'll have to pardon me if I choke a little bit. Half of this comes from emotion. Those men left behind 32 children. And we'd agreed to 60. And I got on the phone with John and Steve, knowing that some of these guys were maybe not part of a particular unit, or they fit the mold. But I asked them if they would allow us to fund 32 more scholarships, because I needed more pressure in my life. My wife teases me I go to work in climbing pants because I spend so much time at my desk that I was wearing the seat out of them, and she was laughing at me every time I come in with a new split pair of pants. Well, those extra 32 scholarships cost me 3 more pairs of shorts. But we were able to do that. And the reason we were able to do it is because it's my personal belief that nothing on this earth can inspire anyone. That inspiration is divine. And if I can keep my heart open long enough, then the inspiration will come in, and then all I have left is hard work. I am infinitely capable of hard work. I am infinitely incapable of creating inspiration. And when that helicopter was shot down, and Braden Nichols wrote that letter to CNN, I felt like that at that moment was speaking directly to me, and that has nothing to do with me. It was just a request for me to put in some extra hours, for Greta, my wife, to put in some extra hours, for us to do what was necessary, because that's what it took to get this done. And this wouldn't be complete if I didn't thank John, Steve, Edie, everyone at Special Operations Warrior Foundation, because not only of their infinite support, but on those days where I just didn't feel like doing this, and so you know what this is? We had 17,000 people in 17 countries doing Fight Gone Bad, which is a CrossFit workout, and they raised the money. And this is a testimony to 17,000 people. 700 of them that were on duty in Afghanistan. They did the workout with jerry cans and tires and sticks. And they didn't have to. And all we did was have the opportunity to administrate that. So, without any more drama, that's the Sportsgrants Foundation. This is my wife, Greta, and I'd like to bring up on the stage some of the people who have and will continue to benefit from what we were blessed to be able to do.
This is more than an honor. Hello, family. This is what all of you are to me. You are my family. Just to start, for the people who support this foundation, we can even just go with the Sportsgrants Foundation. You have made my dreams possible. You've supported me through all these decisions I didn't even know how to make. I knew that I needed to go to college. I knew I had people supporting me, but I had no idea how I was going to do it or what was going to happen. You made that true. And another round of applause, please, for like those benefactors. It's wonderful.
So without
without any further ado, my wife is now going to turn around the check, and we are proud to present the Special Operations Warrior Foundation with $1 million.